looking at that, locking in. Oh, Shangguan. I mean, Hoon was saying previously on the analyst desk that this is a pick that he wants to get good at.
Exactly, and Shangguan here, this pick has so much early tempo here.
Yeah, I mean, definitely one of the things you see to falter with Shangguan as a pick, right? Like, once you're up in the air, if you aren't kind of like getting anything kind of resourceful from using that finishing stroke, it's kind of like you are a little bit more vulnerable, right?
Exactly, and look at Sheng right now. He's going on to Danny. Danny goes extremely low, gets taken down by Sheng and Zoe.
Oh, yeah, not a good position there. I mean, definitely picking him off at the right time. I mean, it's only around about a 10-second death timer at this point for Alpha7 Danny, but with the neutral objective spawning in around about 12 seconds, it's going to take him a little way.
Hop in that CD key and you will be getting that all for you. And look at AG here. Immediately with that rotation here, they are invading the jungle of Dani here. However, Dani does secure the spike, but look at the engage coming in from Fury.
Oh, Fury and Danny being teamed up there. Get the kill onto Zoe. I mean, this again.
You are crowned the underdog here. Look at Niap here. He's just playing around with Ran right now. But on the side of AG.AL, they start up the Tyrant, and there seems to be no contest coming from Alpha7.
No contest coming from Alpha7 there at AG.AL. Enoir gets the last hit there onto the first Tyrant, so the extra damage is going to come through pretty hard and pretty thick. So it means that Alpha7 Esports is going to make sure they play these team fights a little bit more cordial, right?
Exactly. That's the beauty of getting a Tyrant early game, right? You get that extra damage, the extra wave clear makes your rotation even faster right now.
Absolutely.
And the first third of game does go over to AG.AL here. Look at the timers here. They have the specific timer onto this Crimson buff, and this AG.AL space out. They love fighting around objectives.
Finding the right objectives, I mean, even into the enemy's objectives as well, right? But Danny does use the Fireball to be connected onto Zoe, but it's not going to be any good for the side of Alpha7 as they do get a takedown onto Fury. One of the big damage outputs here, but into the back line, it is going to be Zoe, met by Niap, coming in with Danny, but the sustainability of the Augury is just a bit too much.
But Alpha7 are very, very vocal onto this game one. They are always looking for all these proactive plays here. So right now, if you're Alpha7, no ultimate coming in from Stride's Zhuangzi here, so this may be your chance here, but Niap makes a mistake!
Oh, Flash is being committed and dashes as well! Niap gets taken down! Then Danny as well, already setting up a great team fight into the mid lane. Fortunately for the side of Alpha7, there is no minion wave, right? But I do want to give over a point to Enoir, right? Like, he's been completely out of these team fights. He's been pushing that bot side and accumulating that wealth, and no one's really contesting him, and that's a problem.
That's a problem indeed. If you give Enoir the gold, and he will be able to become this late game power play. That carry potential from Enoir is just so darn scary.
It's very scary. I mean, late game, early game power spike is obviously that Doomsday, which is already accumulated already.
CR7 and Bilal on this lady, so that Ming. Out of all the group stage games, out of playoffs games, we've seen this composition being able to scale towards the late game here, but will AG allow them to scale?
Will they? I mean, this is going to be the answer to the question, right? But there, picking up the Ming into the backline, it's going to be Zoe picking up Bilal. But not only get that, they are going to get the T2 turret into the top side of the map. Looking to push a little bit further. Keep putting that pressure on thick. Nia is just trying to kind of pinch, poke, and prod the side of AG.AL. But it's not going to deter them here.
9 minutes and the tier 3 already taken down from Alpha7 Gaming's base. This is AG.AL's playstyle. 5 kills on the board, no problem. But they choke you slowly but surely on every resource that is available on your map.
Look at those dashes there coming through from Shang onto the Shangguan. Like, if I saw that coming towards me, I would be running for the hills.
That is very scary coming in from a Shangguan pick, right? This is why Shangguan is so high mechanic, right? You need to make sure that you do not...
It's not actually scratching the side of AG.AL just yet, but speaking of takedowns, we are going to get that takedown of the first Shadow Tyrant. So Alpha7 Esports have already kind of got to one of those markers, right? They've been able to withstand the 10-minute mark.
10-minute mark with the Shadow Tyrant, as you mentioned, the task here for Alpha7. Can they withstand the Shadow Tyrant buff that has been equipped by AG.AL? Currently, 2 waves pushing in, and they are scrunching towards their base.
Sponging towards their base. They've got about 68 seconds left for that buff right now. Putting on obviously aggression into the front line. It's going to be Sean coming in with that Shangguan, but now Niap is trying to keep away those minions. He uses the Enlightened Mantras just to push them away.
Beautiful play here coming in from AG. They love to make the plays in a form of Sheng going in with the Shangguan ultimate, forcing the whole team of Alpha7 to back off, and they get a tower.
Speaking of back off, but into the back line, it's going to be Zoe and Ron as well. They're looking to pick off some of the side of Alpha7 Esports. Niap goes down, Danny goes down, the boys boys in blue coming from the top here. Can they do it on the side of Alpha7? Can they do it on the side of Alpha7 Esports? It is not going to be the case, and game number uno goes over to AG.AL.
Why not? Yeah. Let's give the people what the people want, right? And that Sangwan in there, I hope that is going to become one of those heroes that we will be able to see again and again and again. Is it right over here in qualifiers? Is it going to be in the show matches?
But speaking of range, we get the range from the Consort U. So obviously that Oak Bolt coming through can actually do very well, obviously onto the Lung, but also the protective winds, right? That second skill, slowly but surely, obviously starting to amount to something here. But speaking of amounting to things, obviously Shuang here has to be flashed out of that 3v1 potential fight there.
Oh, look at Zhongyi though. He finds CR7 and CR7's flash has been forced here. So another invade here is being set up coming in from AG's team composition as they look for an engage.
They do look for an engage. A lot of aggression there. That's the poke and prod that we see from the Iran's Guan Yu. But it's going to be Guan Yu being taken down here. First blood going over to Alpha7 Esports. So Hoon correctly thought so, right? He was like, hey, what's the prediction?
What? And look at how much focus is being put onto this tyrant here by both teams here. We have 10 members coming in from the middle to bottom side of the map here. Both teams, they know how important it is to target down AG.AL here. And look at Vidal. He has no flash. He gets caught out and he gets punished.
He does get punished indeed. Obviously, the Mutsu there, wouldn't you kind of already on top of him and he doesn't have the common skill to get out? It's going to be hard for a pick like the Mutsu to get out of those fights. So already AG.AL are using those intels that their team are kind of formulating and communicating together to say, look, guys, if we're going to strike, we're going to strike now. And speaking of strike, we do see the unruly blade, but it's going to be thanks to Fury that's not actually going to follow through here. Dominance onto the Gorge that we know picks like the Loon can have, but already we're sort of seeing here the potential kind of like highlights is obviously Danny's actually out jungling Zoe here on the Dune, but as a pay, we should be seeing this, right? As
a pay, we should be seeing this as well, especially he's taking so much resource here coming in from the side of this mid lane, which is Fury here, and look at AG.AL once again. When there's objective, it leads to one after another. Azure Golem goes over to Changsheng, and now they secure the bottom tier 2.
They actually secured the T2, obviously, right there, but we have to give props over to Alpha7 Danny, right? He's trying to play a little bit more of a macro here. He has to be careful of Ron that he doesn't get caught out. He is trying to go back to base, but he does get caught out here by Ron. Push him to the side. Is he going to be able to do enough damage here onto the page, you think?
Ron here is just playing around with Danny here right now, and if Danny doesn't get the kill onto Ron here, he might just get executed by Gino. So much damage right now, and Danny, where can you escape? You're locked into this bush.
Yeah, he's kind of like a rock between two hard places at this point in the game. Danny is trying to just rotate and try and find a way back to his friends onto the opposite side of the gorge, but right now it's sat there. Here we go with a flash in here from Shang, but he's able to get the CC onto one of the front lines, but there's nothing here to follow up just yet. Just trying to push him away from that T2 in the mid lane.
He pushes back with T2 and Eno gets a snipe onto CR7 as he falls by the flaming palms here, and once again they knock onto the tier 3 coming in from the tower of Alpha7 as they are looking to push it down. 8 minutes in, a tier 3 goes towards the favor of AG.AL.
Yeah, I mean, onto the gorge, it must be like Riyadh, right? I mean, that protective winds wasn't available. The winds were just too hot from those flaming palms.
Hot win, hot Riyadh. That is Esports World Cup for you here, Blam. And look at the top side here, coming in from Donnie here. Be it tank, be it the assassin, being all these battle mages, right? Yep. It's so crucial coming in from Global Ban pick here as Donnie might be caught out.
Might be going out here, the flaming palms and the ride the wind is going to keep him in place. Getting that pick up onto Donnie after we gave him such great praise there. But I mean, honestly, there's only so little time before you actually get shut down there when you're kind of trying to prowl around, trying to get that priority into the mid side lanes here.
Wow. Alpha7 Esports is just getting choked out on all the neutral resource, all their jungle camps here. Looking at the goal lead here, 7,000 healthy going in from AG, and the kill score, only 3 kills to 1, but that is an insurgible amount of goal lead going towards AG.AL.
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about, obviously, Honor of Kings evolving the esports-wise, and within the group stages, we've seen some very brawler kind of like matches where there is a lot of kills on the board, but with the playoffs of day number 2, I mean, the quarterfinals, the final part, we've rarely seen very many kills, but this is what shows, right? You don't need as many kills, you need the resources, you need the objectives.
And look at here, he goes for a flank here, but CR7 press the protective win, he gets out alive, but the remaining members coming in from Alpha7, you have nowhere to go as you get taken down one by one.
One by one, they fall like dominoes over to the side of Alpha7 Esports. A nice use of that infinite vastness, right? They baited obviously Inoa, but then he just takes his ultimate, comes crashing back down. And what else is going to crash right now? The crystal of game number 2 here for AG.AL.
AG.AL takes game number 2 once again with a dominating fashion here. I gotta say here, Zoe and Ron.
Absolutely, and not just the Clash lane. Everyone on AG is world-class, highest caliber. If you want to learn any role, go ahead and watch that respective player on AG here, and you're going to learn a lot.
Leaving Koi Tides here is going to be really oppressive onto the side of AG.AL, right?
And another lane swap as well, right, coming in from the side of AG.AL. They know for a fact that, okay, Ron, we don't want you to fight Niap onto this matchup here, but Zoe here, he seems to be stealing away from the Azure Golem here. He gets first, but once again coming in from Alpha7 here, and Yino, he's also getting caught up from the side of Alpha7. Alpha7 is on board.
Alpha7's on board, and now they're going to get looking for some more here for Shui. He's able to go use the Sea of Fate to potentially get out of here. Leaping Koi Tides is going to be enough to save him and slow that rotation of Dani on the Alpha7. Secures him with more farm. I mean, let's look at like the late game potential breakdown here for the side of AG.AL. Are we really looking kind of like towards the Bati here? Going to be the late game cash out for the side of AG.AL, but we'll keep that to the side for now. Alpha7 Dani has to use the Conductor Assault to potentially get out of this team fight, but the second board being conducted back to Celestial Melody, is it going to be enough? Okay, Ron gets taken down by the side of Alpha7 Esports.
Double board coming from Alpha7 Esports, making sure that Ron had no way of escaping here. And yep, so far, he's having a heck of a game.
Heck of a game indeed. CR7 has to be forced out of that infinite vastness thanks to Inua's Fong here. But there, straight landing on top of the Koi Tides. Perfectly timed here. And then diving in is Inua with the first kill for the side of AG.AL.
CR7, that's not where you want to be piloting, buddy. Immediate response here coming in from Strive to really punish CR7 that were looking for the re-engage here. And right now it's 4 minutes and AG.AL is looking to tear down this bottom tower that is unattended.
Yeah, unattended, I mean 3-4 minutes, are able to get it down really low. And I mean, this is the beauty of the Fang pick as well, right? If you put that first skill onto it and you proc that damage over time, it's going to then burst open not only your enemies' heroes, but their turrets, just like that. And that's why I said in the draft for those at home and in the Amazon Arena, it's a great siege potential, great pushing potential as well.
And it's also a very fun marksman to pick up, right? So much mobility, so much damage from his spell kit here.
But Ron is like, hey guy, you kind of overstaying a little bit too long for my liking, so just trying to make sure he's pushing him back into lane.
Yeah, Ron here pops the ultimate, looks for the 1v1 here. Niap has to be forced back, but he has the Umbral Moon to escape here, but gets knocked up by Strike here.
The Eye of the Whirlpool comes in quick, and right now, we keep saying this about AG.AL, right? But their proficiency to get more than one objective, using the Eye of the Whirlpool to send everybody up to the top side of the map to take that T1 into the Clash lane as well.
And they're so swift with their map movement here. One moment we see Ron on his bot side here, but look at Dani as he's jumping onto Shang.
Yeah, jumping onto Shang here as well, but we are going to get that build, just splitting them apart. But Zoe's actually being very sustainable, but the Sea of Fate is going to be the thing that keeps him alive.
A very crucial Sea of Fate here coming in from Strike here. This is the potential we talked about, right? You lay down a Sea of Fate here, and as Zoe, he soaked up all the damage that he calculated. He goes back to Sea of Fate here.
So much great burst, and that blazing brilliance, her ultimate just channels a beam that does so much damage. But right now, speaking of damage, we are needing to try to get Shui out of this one. He's getting out by the skin of his teeth. The board has been committed here by the side of Alpha7. They're looking to get the takedown. They do. They're looking for a little bit more here. But we see Miue. Umbral Moon makes it untargetable, but the Koi Tides is still going to do so much damage here by AG.AL.
Shui is playing at the knife's edge here. He played that perfectly, baiting out CR7.
Speaking of work, we are seeing these resources come through, obviously, for the side of AG.AL, right? We're just making sure that it keeps going. But like you were saying there, Sagi, we're seeing and hoping that Alpha7 Esports can get CR7 online with the Lung, right? But Zoe is, again, just into the team fight. The CFA is going to be put there. Can he get out? He goes in, he goes out. The Eye of the Whirlpool being committed here as well. Brings in the side of AG.AL and takes down Dani on the Orgrin. Now, Zoe going back in for the second engage.
Going for the second engage here. Ron gets locked in by the board here. He's dangerously low. He gets taken up by CR7 here. As Fury, he might be exploding to the front trigger. He explodes as well. 1-for-2 trade coming in from AG.AL.
Yeah, AG.AL went with the burst damage there onto Inor with the Fang, and now using the Leap and Koi Tai, just keeping the side of Alpha7 Esports away. They get the higher ground turret once again.
He knows the angles to go in.
Yeah, I mean, very confidently there we saw the fan cams, and they're throwing up their 4-0 sign. So really, we need to see some Alpha7 Esports fans on those fan cams to see if they can bring back some hope here for the boys of the Chuck BR. But speaking of that, Fury gets taken down thanks to Zoe into the backline. But this is the knock-up. The crucial part of Flowborn tank variants is that second skill. That knock-up is just so oppressive, just like a more aggressive version of the Leap and Koi Tides. Miyue gets taken out elsewhere within that team fight, but it is just Zoe and Shui just going in for that army of two combo in this team fight.
AG.AL, their miraculous 10th minute mark. The magic comes in as of this moment, and right now they're riding on the 6,000 goalie, and it's looking so healthy coming in from all AG.AL.
Very healthy right now, but obviously kills haven't been sort of obviously the greatest within all this series, but this is the kind of like the caliber of Honor of Kings Esports. But the best potential here from Inor is crazy. Exhausting infinite vastness once again means that CR7 is able to get out alive. The passive obviously being procced onto Fury means that Ron gets taken down here. Alpha7 Esports with the first kill in quite some time, but there goes Valau. Celestial Melody is off the gorge for 30 seconds.
Another Koi Tai to zone out Valau, and Dani exploded immediately like a balloon here. So much burst damage coming in from Yinor. This marksman is so healthy, and CR7 gets exploded as well from Shun's combo.
Yeah, those watching at home, that is the basic combo for Angela coming through as well, but it's going to be Shui picking up that double kill as they're looking to go for the Crystal of game number 3. AG.AL, are you not entertained?
I am definitely entertained right now as AG.AL, even though they had a not so great of an early game, Jing onto Zongyi and Sheng on the Mai Shiranui here. So much assassination potential.
So much assassination potential, but like the potential that comes through here with these teams is these new picks. I mean, the Lujan here is pretty great, right? The Tremor Smash as well being also a great utility for team fights. Intel
is the Wintel, as we mentioned on this broadcast, right? What better way of doing it is with the Empo here, but the flash engage comes through from Shua here. Immediate flow up from Sheng on the Maestro Nui here. Beautiful stuff here as they get another kill onto Valau 1.
Brother, I mean, Shui with the Lucian with the flash as well. Normally, when you see this in ranked, it has heal as its common skill.
He had no room to react to the common spell. Look at this.
Yeah.
The moment that he sees Sheng being enraged, goes for the flash engage, combos up with another flash engage follow coming from Sheng, executes CR7 immediately.
Yeah, I mean, Chano in the early game is going to be really squishy, but now we have the middle domain into the circle, and there it is. Zoe gets a kill onto Danny, and then another one here for Shuang as well, coming through for the side of AG.AL.
The jungle coming in from Alpha7 does not escape as well, being punished immediately towards the mid lane here. Ran as well coming towards the mid lane here. Everybody converges with their spells here immediately.
Yeah, this is why I'm thankful for the replays, right? Like, there's little, like, nuances you've missed out there, especially with, like, all the flashy, like, skills of the skins. We saw that, obviously, Burning Sun Arrow come through, really set up the kill onto Fury on the Lady Chen. But now that that 4-minute mark has gone up, we're really going to start to see the impact of this Lucian, right?
This Lucian is having a very amazing engagement so far coming in towards this game 4. Such an important game into the series here as the first Tyrant of 4th minute mark goes over to AG Zongyi. 4,000 goal lead already coming in from AG.AL.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite a sizable goal lead here, right? I mean, AG.AL able to not only get the goal lead, but get that T1 up to the top side. So really creating the pressure here onto the side of Alpha7 Esports, looking to go for the T2. But those watching at home, look, that disruption just means that you can just go in, wait for the minions to come in. Obviously, the slow just doesn't make any sense here onto the minion slowdown speed once you take one T1, right? Like, it's just not coming through here.
It's just not coming through at all here at all. AG.AL, they are just really controlling so much space here coming in from the jungle of Alpha7. Esports. We saw this so many times here, and an ultimate goes through mid lane, but gets blocked by Danny here, and another engage comes in from Zoe.
Yeah, I mean, a beautiful way about this Musashi pick, right? Using that Illuminating Slash blocks out those Burning Sun arrows. So that's another thing for those people, players new to the game and at home. If you use Illuminating Slash, the skill 1 on Musashi, you can block incoming projectiles, even block Lady Chen's Destructive Deluge as well.
That's a very key spell here, especially if you can block these key ultimates coming in from these targets here. But hang on, Sean gets engaged, but thanks to the mobility coming in from Demise Shadowing, he escapes safely here. But look at that right here. He's looking for his angle to big engages here. Burning Sun arrow connects onto the tank.
Oh no, Liapo! The Lao, the CC immunity. You can't use it if you're blind, right? You cannot use it if you don't see the arrows coming. So already, crucial team fight component for the side of Alpha7 Esports gets taken up here. I mean, this is definitely one of the quickest games for AG.AL.
It is so dominant coming in from AG.AL here, especially Sheng, Ran, and Stride. They're making so many plays, and another arrow heads on to the jungler of Alpha7, but there's no follow-up here.
No follow-up here. Obviously, they're unable to kind of push that minion wave through into the high ground turret just yet. But here, this is Lucian just disrupting it, allowing the minions to just do a little bit of damage over time, right? Because I mean,
Clash towards the tier 3 right now, and they are looking to orchestrate the final team fight that potentially will end the series.
Look at the potential end the series here. The disrupt coming through from Lucian once again. They get 1T3, they get another. It's buy one, get 1 3, baby, at this point for the side of AG.AL. But there it is. There's engaged. They are able to get the pickup onto the Maijurunoi, but into the back line. It's going to be for Lau, but he gets punished for it, because if you're Liampo, if you get in there, it's hard to get back out. And Zoe claims the double kill. That's a 2-for-1 trade for Alpha7 Esports.
So solid, so confident.
So solid, so confident. The Frost Guard Embrace is just going to mean that they can't get out as easy. I mean, they haven't had much means of getting out for the side of Alpha7 Esports. So those kind of items, like the Frost Guards, the Ominous Premonition, is going to make it a lot harder for the side of the Alpha7 Esports.
Exactly, and the arrow goes wide coming in from AG's Enor here. But look at Stride here, continuing the disturbance onto the tower, as this is the final tier 3 of Alpha7 Esports. The lone tower standing, and right now Enor, he looks for another engage.
Yeah, minion waves crashing in on 3 lanes. It's going to be scary for the side of Alpha7 Esports. They're going to take that onto the low, and there is the mirror domain being put through, doing the damage onto the side of Alpha7 Esports. That is a wipe here for AG.AL. Absolute cinema. AG.AL are your last semi-finalists.
AG.AL, absolute cinema, absolute destruction